Let me ask you something that might hit a little too close home. Have you ever noticed how your life can look fine, but your mind still living in something that already happened? Conversation from a year ago, breakup, betrayal, a mistake, a moment you wish you could rewrite. But even when you are sitting in a present life, your mind keeps dragging you back like it's doing community service for the past. If you can't stop replaying conversation, betrayal, a mistake from years ago, then stay with me, because here is the uncomfortable truth. Most people aren't struggling because of what happened. They're struggling because their mind keeps rehearsing it, as if a replay is going to change the ending. And if you've been caught in that loop, that doesn't mean you're broken. It means your mind addicted to what's familiar, even when the familiar hurts. Your mind is addicted to the past. The mind has a job to protect you. By the way it protects you, it's not always intelligent. It protects you by memorizing pain. It records emotional moment like security camera. Don't forget this. Don't trust again. Don't relax. Don't get excited. Don't open up too much. So when something reminds you of the past, even slightly, your mind hits play. And suddenly, you're not in today anymore. You are in the old story. And the mind loves stories, because stories give it identity. Without a story, the mind feels naked, and it hates that. So the mind wants to say, this is who I am because of what happened. This is why I can. This is why it's hard for me. This is why people can't be trusted. But consciousness doesn't need a story to exist. Consciousness is that part of you that can say, that happened, but it's not happening now. And the difference is everything. Because when you're trapped in the past, you don't just remember it, you relive it. And you build your future thoughts on lens of old pain. That's how the past quietly steals your life. Not through memory, through identity. What happens if nothing changes? And here's the scary part. The mind doesn't only replay the past, it uses the past to predict the future. So it says, last time you trusted, you got hurt. So don't trust again. Last time you tried, you failed. So don't try again. Last time you opened your heart, you lost someone. So stay guarded. And you know what happens? Your life starts shrinking. You call it being realistic. You call it being careful. You call it being smart. But really, it's fear disguised as logic. And I am not judging you. This is what the mind do. But you need to understand something. If you keep living from the past, you will keep recreating the same future. Different people, different circumstances, same ending. Because the mind keeps choosing what it's recognizing, even if it's pain. And if you don't become conscious of it, it will keep calling it life, because it's not life. It's a loop. Different people, same pattern, same ending. And here's the consciousness shift. So what do? You don't fight them. You don't fight the mind. You don't argue with the story. You don't try to delete the past. You shift your identity from I'm my past to I'm the awareness witnessing it. And the shift is difference between suffering and freedom. The mind says, I can't let go. But consciousness does not let go like it's doing a chore. Consciousness sees. And when you see clearly, your grip loosens, because the mind grips what it believes is necessary for survival. It holds it because it thinks, if I remember the pain, I'll stay safe. But consciousness says, if I stay present, I'll stay free. Freedom isn't controlling life. Freedom is not needing the past to protect you. Freedom is being able to be here without dragging yesterday into today. Now, I want to give you a simple practice, not a ritual, not a 47-step healing routine, just something real you can use in the moment the loop starts. Step 1, catch the time traveler. You notice it when your body tightens, your mind starts explaining, you replay what you should and shouldn't have said, start blaming, you start predicting. That's the sign. So pause and say, I'm time traveling. Catch the time traveler. Step 2, name the story. Ask, what story is playing right now? And say it like a mental bullet point. Is it that I always get abandoned story? That I can't trust anymore story? That it's too late for me story? That nothing works for me story? Don't fix it. Don't argue with it. Just name it, because a story isn't a reality. It's a pattern. Step 3. And here's the question that shifts you from mind to consciousness. Is this happening now, or is it a memory? Because most of the time, it's memory, old data. The mind is using old data to control your present behavior. Is this happening now? Step 4. Feel the ending. Now do something your mind avoid. Ask, if I follow this story, how does it end? Because you already know. You know the ending. More tension, more distance, more shutdown, more regret, more recovery time. Feel that ending for 2 seconds. Not to shame yourself, to wake yourself up. Just feel the ending. Step 5. Choose again. Ask now. What do I choose now? Not perfect, not dramatic, different. Different response, different boundary, different action, different energy. And every time you choose consciously, you stop being owned by the past. That's how the past stop ruining your future. Just choose again and choose differently. Now, let's make it real. For example, relationship. Someone doesn't reply fast enough. Mind says, here we go again. I'm being ignored. They don't care. Consciousness asks, is this happening right now, or this is a memory? Because right now, a phone is silence. That's all. Everything else is a story. A bill comes in. Mind says, I'll never get ahead. I've always struggled. This is hopelessness. Consciousness says, what is true right now? Right now, there is a bill. That's a fact. The suffering is the story. Why the mind won't like this? Your mind won't like this work because the mind wants control. The control comes from the past. The past is known. The future is unknown. So the mind says, stay in the story. Stay safe. At least we understand this pain. But consciousness doesn't want comfort. Consciousness wants evolution. And that's why the unknown feels scary, because it requires you to become someone new. And the mind always panics when the old identity starts dying. That's not a problem. That's a sign you are growing. So let me leave you with this. Your past may have shaped you, but it doesn't get to own you. The mind will keep offering an old story. That's what the mind do. But you don't have to obey it. You are the consciousness that can see the loop and choose again. So here's my question. What past story are you done living from? Drop it in the comment. And if you want to go deeper into this work, check the links, watch my free masterclass, and book your free 30-minute call. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, because when the mind understands, the mind transforms.